first thing is, for DK, it's very, very easy to pinpoint what went wrong in that game. So there are two things you do. You don't put Lucid on Maokai. He's had some bad games on it throughout the entirety of the split. It's not limited to this one. But this one, I think, by far the worst. We've seen that he can engage on Rel, either pick him Rel or have him pick something where he doesn't need to be the main initiating tool because the Maokai was just absolutely not it. And don't give Zeus Aatrox. There we go. It's very straightforward, or don't walk into it and use your buttons. But I feel like if a player just keeps finding those angles, no matter what the game state is, and I think that Zeus, on specifically Aatrox, has been able to do that, maybe we just should collectively accept that he should not be allowed to play it, as the Nocturne is going to get banned away. The Nocturne, to me, was really interesting because I feel like we talk often about the perceived value of Paranoia, but I think in a lot of key fights in that game, you could actually see the chaos that it sows was really big for T1 finding big angles. There was the fight at the end as well, where Oner basically ulted in, but then because no one on DK knew what the rest of the follow-up was, they couldn't even kill him. Like, he actually stayed alive for a large part of it. Does mean that so many big picks are still open right now. Corki ban dropping, though, that's good. That's a good... just let the Corki go. It's fine.
Yeah. Might have rathered to see the Aatrox banned away, as you were mentioning. Karma's going to be taken away here, so now that leaves Sejuani up as a difference from game number 1. So, again, Kalista available, Sejuani available this time, Corki. No Karma first pick for Showmaker this game.
B1 Aatrox? It's Kalista.
It's a lot of aiming.
Right?
Speaking, so maybe it is just the Kalista, but if they don't feel confident to play into Lucian Nami, they'll just pick it instead.
Gonna be the Lucian to come out here. We have actually seen aiming, I think, have a great performance as the Nami pick away. Whew! That's not what we've seen. Usually the Lucian comes out and they end up picking away the Milio. Now, do they want to go Milio here again? That combo we have not seen had a lot of success. When you go back to, like, classic Lucian pairings, the Braum is another one, but playing Braum into Nami does not seem like a great time. The Rel, it should be a no-brainer here. I would be fine with Lee as well. I do trust Lucid on the Lee. I do not trust him on Maokai, as I'm sure everyone who watched this game will agree. The Syndra we actually saw earlier today as well. I don't feel like she's in the best of spots, but if you don't want to play Ahri, it is the type of direction that you can go into. As that
Lucian Sona.
Oh!
Okay, it's gonna happen.
All right, so hear me out. Obviously, it's going to be tough for Nami to reliably find the punish onto Sona. Sona scaling absolutely off the wall, but particularly into compositions that don't have built-in hard engage, like playing into a Nami, your early Q poke can actually be really substantial. So you can actually get with the Q as well as some empowered autos. Oh, that's not Draven. Oh, that. Okay, I actually would have loved the Neela. I feel like Sona does just kind of fold if you have something that can get on top of her guaranteed. That's not going to be the case. It is the Rel, which is, I'd argue, Oner's best pick at the moment. Obviously had an incredible Worlds on this pick as well. But now you do have the opportunity for DK to ban out some of these bot lane pairings. And Nami by herself is not meta for a very good reason.
Yeah. Kind of needs Lucian, or at the very least, Draven to function. And you would imagine, yeah, that's the first ban.
Got it, yep.
Do you think they ban away the Neela after seeing it hovered, or do you go elsewhere?
I would, because I think there's a lot of stronger AD carries, but I don't think a lot of them work that well with the Nami, if that makes sense. So if they end up picking like a Xayah, for example, I think Xayah is much stronger than Neela is, but we'll see what they end up going for. Maybe, like, is it Varus? I'm like double checking. Hasn't really been coming up in this one.
Kalista Nami?
I guess. Relax and bad though. That's
way
big thumbs up for that one. 100% the right call.
Good idea.
I'm like, do you ever go an AD mid lane that you like Tristana mid and then you go a mage in bot?
I don't know about that one.
I'm like looking at like
Seraphine Nami?
I'm looking at Swain or something. I don't know. I'm really
Ahri.
Yeah, Ahri. Ahri's great. Strong champion. Oh god.
Well, that is a Showmaker special. And it might just be picked up here. Although
I didn't mind the Syndra, personally. But this is much more in line with what Showmaker loves to do.
Annie.
This has actually started to make a comeback.
Yeah.
I was actually looking towards Lissandra specifically. Obviously has been a traditional counterpick towards the Ahri for locking her down. But Annie does the same thing. Locks down reliably. And I gotta say, the idea of trying to face Annie and Sona in a team fight is that's not a good time. As Kingen, he has 3 champions. Aatrox, Renekton, and Gnar. And then Ornn, but Ornn isn't a thing, especially not with all the Aatrox blinds. What does Guma play? Is it just Neela?
Caitlyn or Ezreal? Not sure how I feel about Caitlyn Nami.
I don't think it's terrible. If you ever hit a bubble, you can follow up easily. Guma obviously is a really good Caitlyn player. I'm just worried about the mid game because Lucian, his ability to just dash on top of you and just blow you up in a matter of seconds as Kate, I think is a little bit scary.
I think it's pretty fun that T1 didn't just select a handshake. You know, they have really thrown a wrench into this draft entirely by picking the Nami away. And generally it would just be like, okay, well, we're just going to play Draven and, you know, just do whatever, and maybe it's Lucian Melio, but we get to see some new stuff coming out here because of all this. I would
have loved to just pick Draven though, because I feel like then playing Draven, Nami into Sona seems like a best case scenario. And more importantly, there were like 4 junglers still up. Like Rel obviously is the best one, but I think both Maokai and Sejuani were still open. And if they ban those 2 away, then that gives you a lot of breathing room in other departments. But we get a fun draft, fellas, and that's worth something.
Yeah.
We get Sona, we get Annie, D+ at the forefront of the meta development. Are they good? I don't know. We'll see. I thought they were good last game, and then they obviously didn't manage to pull through.
Yeah. Very curious about the bottom lane Caitlyn Nami in this one, personally. As this time Aiming will get a chance to play Lucian. These 2 AD carries both love that pick as we hop out of the Rift for Game 2. D+ Kia. D+ Kia. Fighting. Yeah.
T1 하나 둘 셋. T1 파이팅.
It's the classic.
Thank you.
Both ends of the register.
The fans are out in force. Hopefully they will actually be soon enough.
We are fans of League of Legends.
True. And we did the fan chants. So it counts.
Halo of oh, is he just gonna go lethality?
Yeah.
That makes sense, actually. There's no real frontline on the enemy team. If you get a lead on lethality Kate in particular, it can be really something. Could, of course, also be just for the early trading. But generally, with Halo Blades, I would imagine that you want to look towards specifically lethality. Lethal tempo on Caitlyn just feels so insanely strong when you get to the later stages of the game.
Keria is in mid, helping with the trade.
Look at that. Already winning lane.
Wow. GG.
Showmaker going for the early E, as you do. But yeah, the first few trades not going to be very fun. Do see here, unsurprisingly, a lot of scorching going on. PTA also for Aiming. Not playing with Nami. We generally see Lucians go for this rune, obviously able to proc it really, really quickly. I want to see this bot lane. I want to see what's happening there.
Yeah. Kellen has not played this pick this year. And so far it looks like this is going pretty well for the Caitlyn Nami. Caitlyn still just in her own right should be able to control the lane early on, as it has been exactly 356 days since Kellen himself won against Hum Life Esports Life at the time, as they hit level 2 and can't quite hit much afterwards.
He is a real enchanter enjoyer, I think, Kellen.
Yeah.
Was at once upon a time also contesting for the title of our best Renata, but in general, I think his worst performances have been on. Not that he's at times where he's good in engage reports, but really, his Worlds performance I think really was the standout in unfortunately a negative sense. As Guma, he doesn't pick Caitlyn often, but when he does,
he goes lethality and he owns the lane.
I guess. He does have a 92% win rate, that ain't bad.
I wonder where his one loss happened.
I don't know, unfortunately. I wish I did. That would be so cool. If I just like...
Yeah.
No.
Feels like probably some lane where a Caitlyn Lux lane went wrong. And
I can only imagine it's like against Nongshim and it's Jiwoo and Neil. Like something like...
Yeah.
There's no way that they pick Caitlyn against like Genji and then lose, right? I feel like that is a very specific type of scenario. Already the early levels feeling great here for the Caitlyn Nami. First play picked up, right on track, and Kellen not able to get anything going here early on. It's a possible fight here as Lucid doesn't get spotted.
That was close.
Could have been big, but
yeah,
he's going to get spotted here. Faker's already TP'd, so right now sitting on a pretty big health lead. We'll see if Lucid is able to actually take this away. He does have a smite available and Oner doesn't, so should be completely fine. We'll just take that and it'll be an even trade. Doesn't spot the ward.
Yeah, just run around securing scuttle crabs. Nice little dodge-a-rooney from Kingen, but the house is going to miss. Big wave in his favor, so Zeus not going to continue that trade. Started off pretty well.
Wonder what the build from Callan is going to be as well. If he's going to go for just very early utility, like he did with the Melio in the last game. As I love, personally, having an exhaust built into my Champions kit, as we saw there. Really happy you went for this Sona skin as well, because it really doesn't get more obvious in terms of finding yourself an indicator than damage down. So with Sona, if you get the empowered auto on her, I think it's her W. Yeah, then the damage reduction is kind of insane.
It's large. And in charge sometimes as well. Guma and Keria just gonna back. Looks like Keria is having second thoughts though. Oner meanwhile just doing the void grubs. I almost called them the scuttle crabs. I mean, it's pretty similar.
Close enough.
Yeah. Oh, he smited it away. After the little mite denied him the Q steal, and Oner will just take two and go away.
Lucid got his one. That's all that you'd really want to ensure. We've still not seen the grubs be really getting... If we had a top lane split push meta, I feel like they would be much more important, but that's not really how the game is played. It's all centered around team fights and dragon fights and baron fights, so I'm going to have a lot of that. Kingen picked up an early call. And as one of our big Gnar enjoyers, is going to try and look to at least maintain prio in this lane, but as we have seen last game, again, yet another piece of evidence as to why shutting down Zeus on Aatrox just isn't really a thing, unfortunately.
I mean, at the end of the day, unless you fall behind, like, very far, we're talking, like, 2 kills, 20 farm. I mean, he was pretty close to that in the last game.
I mean, he was, though.
But, yeah, I guess even then, you know, you just press your Q3 onto the AD carry, and it's all good. I mean, that's just the Aatrox way. The fact that you can have such survivability while doing an intense amount of damage is allows him to stay relevant. Even on just one item.
Credit where credit is due. Zeus was also the best at actual lethality Aatrox, you know, the Duskblade Aatrox.
Ooh, flash forward. The W stun comes through, and Faker trying to get away. He's not going to be able to. Lucid picks up first blood. His Oner gets followed up on, but he will get away. Credit to Showmaker for setting that trade up.
Ooh, wonder if the burn would have been enough, but Lucid there flashes over the Q to ensure that they actually get the lockdown. And Faker, of course, being Ahri, is highly mobile, so they wanted to just ensure that they did, in fact, get the kill. As we do, in fact, have confirmation here that it is the Dirk, and if it was just a Dirk and lethal tempo, I would imagine it's just for laning power. As we take another look, That's some Annie gameplay. All right there.
He did press R.
He pressed R with full stacks.
Faker's like, it's fine. I need these minions. It's fine.
I really do. And then Flash, I think Flash W, and then here as well. Yeah, actually, I don't think he would have died. So nicely done. Otherwise, he could have made his way over the wall. A little moment of redemption there for Lucid. As the bubble. Ooh, Callan is low.
Oner
levels up.
If he can get it done. The Q is going to miss. Flash is the jump. And with the calling, that is going to push them away. Callan now down a flash and a heal. Keria trading the heal, I suppose.
Oh, and because of the Faker roam and the opportunity for a redive, they probably have to vacate the area, or Lucid is towards the top side of the map. But hey, at least they survived the initial blow. They're able to catch the wave, and it looks like T1 doesn't want to risk it. Tier also picked up by Callan. This is something that we see very often on Sona. Don't even necessarily need to build it into anything, but their mana cost can be quite rough to deal with, particularly in the early game before you get any mana regen items. I'm gonna try and be able to spam as much as possible, as we do have Lucid towards the top side here. King and might be looking for an extended play.
Yeah, he definitely is trying to get something done. Oner's on the way as well, but pretty far away at this point. Zeus, World Ender, gonna push them away, just trying to buy time for Oner to get over. And with the flash on the Q, he's just gonna say, never mind, not gonna take any chances. Lane's going decently enough, and I'll just accept my flash.
Nice attempt there from DK. They do get the flash out of it, so successful play. Wave state is a little bit rough here, but King should be able to TP back with a large amount of money in his pocket. And if he spends that, he should be fine and able to fix it. Might be an opportunity for Oner here, though, to try and punish this Gnar. And if you immediately get the flash out of him, could be a big win, as really crisp timing here from the Rel.
Out comes through, and he elects not to flash just yet. Let's see if he can survive. He's going to flash the Q3, and that will be enough. Keeps a decent health bar as well, and now with Oner on the top side of the map, they're just going to take the streak.
It's going to be the Drake here for DK. So flash for flash in the longer trade towards the top end of the map. A Showmaker again hits Faker with the outplay.
Yeah.
Of stat checking, as they do really need this Drake, and Lucid needs to be a little bit careful. But this is, imagine, that's the point. Imagine if that was Lucian, and you just go in and you like, no, can't do that. Drake will get taken as Kellen takes a bullet for aiming.
Yeah. Not sure how much longer in the game he's going to be able to do that, though, because once the Caitlyn builds a couple items that are lethality, that's going to hurt a lot if you have no armor. Lucid continuing to stick around. The dash onto the trap, not the play I was looking for in this game.
Not ideal, Veldes.
But that is going to get his cleanse away, as Lucid once again just being a annoying little Lee Sin, let's say. Here comes the World Ender, Zeus.
It's a wave clear roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate that all the minions get feared away.
Yes, 6.
Q's going to miss here from Lucid, and he's up 2 levels somehow. Not sure how he managed that. But,
Faker? Nice trade there. Big chunk. Well, I say trade. Showmaker didn't do anything back.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys remember in the past, the Annie meta was you cast Tibbers on them so that they don't get to play the game. Has gotten nerfed quite a bit since those days. She fell out of the meta. But now Ahri's back, and I suppose now Annie is back.
It's just back to Annie Ahri every game.
Yep.
If we ban Orianna. Look at that. Guma hasn't backed yet, so I think otherwise that might chunk a whole lot more. One of the LCK observers, Keeson, also a really big fan, as Lucid might extend this play.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be on a pretty long chase. This is essentially a 1v1, and yes, we have a TP coming in. Oner trying to flash away from this one, but here comes Showmaker. A double stun comes in from the Tibbers. Gives them a chance to extend the play. The Q, it lands with the storm! It's huge from the side of Faker, as Lucid will be forced to flash on in to continue that one. It looked insanely cool. It was, but it's not going to save his support, as Lucid can just run away from that one.
They might look for a dive from Guma here. Faker can't join. Oh, never mind, he's TPing in.
Yeah, he's going to TP, and that is going to get them away for now. We got Spirit Rush coming on in. Faker, let's see how far he wants to go.
Nice.
Lucid is here. The kick comes in, and Guma's just left out to dry. They didn't know that that Lucid was still in the bottom side of the map, and now it is so much worse as DK going to pick up so much gold in the bottom lane with this play.
Well, after last game, I'm not making any grand statements, but that's looking damn good for DK Valdez, as it all starts off with Oner going for an ill-advised invade, and it snowballs into so much more as Kingen doesn't have his flash this time around.
And he doesn't have his hop either. He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to dodge the first part. He's trying to dodge the Q, and he will. He is running so fast on this little mini Gnar, but it's not going to matter at the end of the day.
Oh, hats off. Hats off.
Nice try.
So close. Not good enough, unfortunately. Very important gank there, because there was no point of hope for T1 on the map, and now there's topside. So that's something Zeus does actually get.
Did you notice, by the way, Oner put his Knight's Vow on the Aatrox?
That actually is a...
He knows where his bread is
buttered.
buttered.
No, great choice. Obviously, might be swapping it around, but right now, okay, we go take another look at this. So, Oner is invading. I imagine he was expecting Lucid to go toward the top side of the map, and his camps are up there as well. And the TP comes in, and there is no counterplay. I don't know who placed that ward. Might have been Callum, might have been Lucid, but that ward absolutely game-changing.
That charm was slick.
Yeah, that charm Faker was. The charms have been really on point.
Yeah.
But all it does is extends the play, forces the flash.
Oh, Bubble, he is dead.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all we got to see.
Bubble, and he's dead. And he is very unfortunate there for Kellen. Sona does not give you a lot of room for mistakes as Lucid.
Okay, trying to make another play. He does have the Dragon Kick. But just trying to make his presence known, maybe stop him from taking the turret, as it has been chunked out quite a bit already in this game.
Both these junglers really get the opposite experience, where now it's Oner that doesn't get anything, and he's just sitting on Knight's Vow. Kellen ends up going down there to the bubble and then gets chunked, but they feel relatively safe still, because I think Kellen still has his ultimate available, as does Aiming. And in the 2v2 in particular, oh, this is going to just be, yeah, beautiful timing on the bubble. And the moment that comes
just
through,
bubbled and dead.
Yep, very straightforward. Well, they had to do a little bit of damage initially. Yeah. As opportunity now done for Gumayusi. Like, his ults are really going to sting. That said, though, Lucid is very far ahead of the curve, and if he ends up building like a ton of health, the lethality Caitlyn ults really aren't going to be as big a problem, especially with Showmaker having his E, Lucid himself being able to shield, and then Kellen existing. And you know what? A single death on the Sona lane, I think you'll sign up for that.
Hey.
Ox!
And Kingen's in a lot of trouble here, although it is Keria as he comes forward, but Showmaker's here to turn around the trade, gets there at the perfect timing. Not sure how he sniffed that one out, but excellently done, and that is going to stop T1's dive. They put an end to the Aatrox's reign for now.
We know they only delay the inevitable. But really big roam there from Showmaker.
Very bigly roam.
My language today is not really on point. One of my friends from the Netherlands is over, and I actually think that really got me. You know, I swapped away from English for a little bit, and it's,
that was it. That was the end.
It was just immediately over as the Herald gets picked up here. Showmaker?
Yeah, Oner, he does have Faker nearby. Charm, max range going to hit Lucid, but they do not want to fight this.
No.
So, just going to get him out of dodge, and he should be okay.
As we chill a little bit, I gotta say, when it comes to compositions that enjoy Chemtech Drakes, at least individual ones, DK is looking great. I thought they had a lot of shielding in their last one, but this one, you get to use the healing power as well. By a pretty substantial amount. The core thing, though, and especially with last game fresh in our minds, is can DK actually play out the game clean enough? Can they actually... Because I do think that Annie and Lee in particular really excel in these type of messy, early, scrappy fights where you get to... and Ahri does as well, but Rel really doesn't. Rel was there for the 5v5 for the reliable engage. So... that struggle, I think, isn't too surprising. As we take another look, Kingen absorbing so much pressure here, able to hop over, doesn't get hit by the bubble, and then Showmaker shows up perfectly in time. But I am still worried. The big thing for me is that Showmaker, it really, when you look at it, is the engage. Like, Flash Tibbers is actually probably going to be how they start fights.
Yeah, or like flank kicks from Lucid
Yeah,
or something,
or a big Mega Gnar, you know, like there's...
Yeah.
But that, you're a lot more reliant, and with Showmaker, all you need is Flash. Like, obviously, Kellen can Flash ult, but I feel like all the players in this game should be good enough to not get hit by that.
Yeah, I feel like teams just got sick of Vi, and they were like, no, we're just going to ban that every game now. And so you don't get to point and click from the jungle anymore. And Nautilus was looked over this time.
And now, instead, Annie's back.
Yeah.
Malignance is a great item for her, though, to be fair.
It is. It does have a nice amount of synergy. Nice angle here onto Showmaker, but Faker took so much damage. The bubble is huge from the side of Keria. They can't take him down as now Guma in a lot of trouble. Nicely done with the net, but I don't know if he's getting out of here. Just going to hold on to his flash for quite a long period of time. They finally do take him out. They give Kellen the kill.
I think they wanted to get...
the actual carry.
The re-engage!
Oh boy, Showmaker going way too close to the sun. And down he will go. They're trying to go for a dive here. The Q is going to go through the gold post on that one.
The health bars are low. Zeus does FTP though. I think T1 might be looking for a turn.
I mean, there's pretty high health bars here on the side of DK, but there's just zero wave.
Maybe they want to just bait out TP. Because while this is happening, Kingen is just going to get at least one turret, possibly two. Kellen still has heal available as well.
Just standing there menacingly. Oh, he's actually going to go in. Lucid, what's going on? He's going to have a little bit of support from his team, and he has the Sona nearby. So, again, I suppose just trying to keep him around. But that one looked much more dangerous than I was supposing he was actually going to go for.
Yeah, really taking some risks with that one, but there's not enough cooldowns available on T1 to actually take him down. And that's 2 turrets going the way of D+, about 40 seconds on the timer. Looking at the cooldowns used, Showmaker initially plays this amazingly. With the realize he actually is surprisingly tanky. The big thing here is that because he burst down Faker, Faker doesn't actually get to do anything meaningful damage in the play, meaning that there's Rel and Nami, neither of which are going to do a whole lot. Kellen, a bit of a tragic ultimate on that one, but it doesn't end up mattering.
Fine.
Then here, like, Lucid didn't take that kill to give it the aiming, and then Kellen takes it, which I think is very funny. And then here, really nicely done by Oner. Showmaker, without his flash, can't be that far up. Gets punished, which is good on them. But now, 3k gold deficit.
Yeah.
2 items spiked on for aiming.
Showmaker, I think, was just a bit overexcited, you know?
He does do that.
A lot of low health bars. He's like, I'm Annie. I can press my Q onto anyone. They're probably going to get very low. Oh, look at this angle. Perfect from the side of Lucid. They just did not see him. Oner is quite tanky. The stuns are coming through, and the turn maybe from Zeus and the TP has a ton of Ahri damage is coming out here. Showmaker gets charmed up. Zeus, oh no, he's getting some resets, and he eventually is going to be taken out. A very messy fight as Faker getting into that backline, takes out another, puts the charm down, but is not long for the world. Went superbly deep on that one. And Guma and Keria are like, guys, we're just going to run away from this, I guess.
Almost felt like we'd hit the ball. Oh!
All right, there we go. Bubble comes in, as well as a trap, but Lucid gets away. Does push them away for now.
That is Herald being used here. We'll see if anyone can make it back in
Didn't
time.
you just rode that?
Yeah, it would have been way faster.
Yeah.
Maybe it auto, I don't know. Maybe it like auto timed out. And I still feel like I should have rode it and it would have been a lot faster. TP coming in. They don't have any vision, so they want to make sure that it doesn't get stolen. There is a rel, but
T1 is like, yeah, we don't care about that, actually.
yeah, they're not in position.
And now they're going to, yeah.
Dragon is going to get taken.
Is he just flying as well? Is he just going to run away now?
Yeah, no, he's peacing out. It's fine.
You know, if he crashed into the mid turret, he might just get stunned up by Sona or something, and then he doesn't know where the rest of the team is. So the whole idea initially, I think, is the big issue. The rest of it,
I can't
just for comedic effect.
I can't believe that they almost pulled off this fight as well. So this starts off with an attempted pick on Oner, but because he actually gets a Magnet Storm off, he gets way tankier. And then Zeus, as he often does, able to get so much damage on. Aiming doesn't get that much done with the calling, and crucially here, Zeus gets the double reset, and that's where you're like, oh boy, especially with Faker also being able to play as okay, he's dead. Being able to play as aggressively as he does on the Ahri, if he gets any assists, ended up being I think really big at the beginning of that fight. But fortunately for DK, they do have enough of a topside lead that it didn't end up mattering for now. For now, because yes, you killed Zeus there inside. Don't let that distract you from the fact that at any given point, that man still has way too much power on the Aatrox. Now though, soul points taken, and this reminds me of last game, VODS.
It does.
If you're a T1 fan, you're like, "Pah, this is nothing." 2k gold deficit. It's a Chemtech
comfort
soul.
zone. Yeah.
Oh, who cares? And do you know, to those people I say, fair enough.
Fair
Watch
enough.
T1 just get Baron and then win the game.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, well, let's take a look at how this happened first. Just
that's
unfortunate
so
timing.
Sad.
Yeah. I mean, he leaves the bush right as they round the corner.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Unfortunate.
Unlucky.
Even the World's Finals MVP has those moments. So when it happens to you in solo queue, you know it can happen to anyone.
Ow.
That is a lot of hurt coming through. Morello's done now for Showmaker.
I'd say a pretty good itemization into the Aatrox.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
else
don't
doesn't
mind
matter. Just deal with the Aatrox and maybe you've got a chance.
Yeah, I'm on board as well.
Because at the end of the day, you know, you don't even have that Smolder composition. And I do think that DK are playing this one a little bit more balanced. You know, a lot less mistakes from Lucid, from aiming, I suppose. I mean, he did get caught out the one time, but in this one, it does feel like they are playing with their lead a bit better. Yeah, and it is unfortunate for them that they don't have a good Drake once again.
If only we could have known Lucid was good at carries instead of tanks.
If only we had multiple seasons of Challenger League. I mean, to be fair, he came into the LCK right when tank meta was at its prime, and he tried to play like Vi and Lucian, or Lee Sin rather, and he didn't look that great. So I think the team was like, can't you just play tanks for us?
I also think that aiming has looked a lot better on specific picks. I think his Lucian was something that we saw last week. He actually was able to really perform well on. Mega Code!
Where did he come from? Even Jonah Strong missed that one. Like, came out of the red buff, but yeah, it was just the Mega Cone, I'd imagine. In goes Lucid. The kick is not enough. That's a real, my guy, as he is just going to be taken out here. And once again, Lucid gonna get caught out, and with the Baron available, doesn't look like T1 want to go for it just yet.
That one's on me. I cursed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% on me. That's how it starts, VODS.
And yeah, once again we see this Knight's Vow Thornmail build where it just makes these 80 junglers a lot less effective into you.
Very funny start of the fight though, with Showmaker going in. Lucid, display, very excusable. Actually going back in on that Q, not at all.
That part, no.
Not even a little bit.
It was fine until it wasn't.
Great wave as well there from Keria to ensure, because if Showmaker and Kalen can rotate up, then obviously the play is completely fine. The only way you get out of that is if they like flash over the wave, which no, absolutely not. So big mistake from Lucid, ends up giving up his bounty, but no Baron taken this time around because the rest of DK is still there. And
look at the damage taken.
Doesn't surprise me.
Lucid is so far ahead of everybody else.
He's just trying to get the max value out of the imminent soul. Okay, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Low health. That's where you want to be. They're going to give this up. I don't think.
The healing power works on Sundered Sky, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually quite good.
Value.
Oh, they are not. Never mind. They're not giving up all for Item Spike for Zeus. I've seen this one before, VODS.
Oh boy. Here we go again. Oh boy. And aiming is in so much trouble. Oh no, he's just going to get 100-0. The engage was so clean from Faker and Oner. They put 1-1 together. And now it's just a 5v3. Everybody else on the side of DK just running away. As T1, they should be able to take down this Drake. And maybe just run straight at the Baron. I will be curious to see what they do with this lead now.
What if I just don't say nice things about DK anymore? Maybe that's it. I praised aiming as well. That's on me. We'll see. 10 seconds on Kalen. Health bars for T1 are all full. They're down a couple of cooldowns, but they're going to start the Nash. This is a nightmare scenario for DK. I don't think Lucid can get anywhere near this pit with everyone still there. There's no Mega. Oh, there is a Mega in our bar. Never mind. King gonna go Mega. That might be enough to dissuade them, actually.
Wow. T1 pulling off a Baron.
Never thought I'd see today.
Yeah, with a Rel as well, but I guess with the threat of Meganar. Let's look at this engage. I mean, aiming just way too far forward.
They don't even hit the charm. They don't even need it.
Oner doesn't miss his circle, though. And they're doing the Baron. They know this is happening. T1 trying to run over here. DK maybe a bit of desperation, but they do have a lot of damage.
Have to kick her out. Have to kick her out.
Nope, just go for the flip. Okay, let's see who does pick it up. It's Rel. Who could have seen that coming? As now, aiming's going to go down, and the desperation Baron attempt is not going to work in favor of DK, and T1 are rolling them. Very nice dodge on the Meganar, as down will go King into about a bajillion CCs. As, wow, T1 right back in the driver's seat. DK.
Perfectly according to plan, VODS. Woo! Who could have seen it coming? DK, fumble back-to-back plays. Don't get the soul. Don't get the Baron. I don't think they can end on this wave, but they're gonna try.
They're gonna try. And,
actually, okay, Kingan's not here. I think that might be it. Callan doesn't have his ultimate.
Looks like maybe they're not gonna try. Culling does come out. Pushes them away.
Oh, the deep flank?
The deep TP flank. The charm is gonna miss.
They don't know.
Look at the low health bars here. Showmaker is gonna look for the angle. Dodges a lot of CC, but Zeus very scary. He gets hit by the charm, and Showmaker goes down. And Zeus, he lives through so much. Even with the Soda stun coming out, it does not matter. Aatrox, it's pretty good. Lucid goes in, forgot there was an Ami on the team. Oner also goes in, forgot there was a DK there. I'm losing it, Chronicler. This game is just off the rails.
I didn't know KT was playing today, VODS, but that's kind of what it's feeling like right now.
If you put DK and then T1
yes.
is K.
No.
T1?
Wait, if you flip DK, it's KD. KD, KT, KD, KT.
There you go.
There you go.
Figured it out.
So, someone needs to zone. Rel, you're never winning the flip. It's Faker, actually. All the credit goes to him. He buys attention. He goes in. Then stopwatches. No one can get to him. Then, obviously, you're going to lose the 50-50 because it's Rel, which I feel like at this point we have set too many a time. And then here, really big charm. Showmaker does actually end up dying to Faker, finding that angle, because otherwise, if he gets some of the spell rotation off, at least he would kill Oner. Then lethality Aatrox is thumbs up. Lucid going in here, absolutely no. I think he's trying to up that damage taken graph, but should have flashed before he gets hit by the tidal wave there. Well, technically it did.
If that's what he's trying, it worked.
The big difference with this game and the previous one, though, is that the gold lead right now is not yet insurmountable. So maybe they can come back. Who am I kidding? Zeus is fulfilled. Like, this is.
Yep, he's also got QSS.
Yeah, he had a QSS involved. That's what. Yeah. I was actually like, or it might have been McKills, and maybe he got now both QSS and McKills, just to make sure.
Why not more?
Why not more?
Why not both?
Might I interest you in lethality Aatrox with 4 Kentech? Oh my kidding. Game's not gonna last that long.
We're not getting there, Chronicler.
We're not getting there.
It's not gonna happen. Man, I thought we were gonna have a back and forth series. We got pretty close.
Well, the games were.
DK actually almost won game 1, and then they didn't. They were winning pretty hard in game 2, and now they're not. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough stuff for them. And T1 immediately, I mean,
King and no.
They set it on the space. You give them an inch. A top 2 team in the LCK will take advantage of it. Meganar is going to help out. Nice kick comes in onto Faker, and they do alley-oop him. The bait?
Wait.
Was that on purpose?
I hope not. That's way too risky. But maybe they can try and contest now. Probably not. Still don't have vision at all. But they can probably try and shove through mid and maybe turn it into something. Faker still 40 seconds on the clock before he's back. This Drake definitely a foregone conclusion.
팀이 드래곤을 처치했습니다.
There's no farm. Lucid really just desperately trying to get back some experience. As the observers highlighted just now, production currently is behind on experience.
Yeah. You take the threat buff, that would be nice.
Oner's there. And
Not sure if they will.
Although, don't give your life for a red buff. That's never.
I remember a certain peanut in that same spot
I do not want to.
earlier today.
This Guma build as well, man. Look how goofy it is. It's just lethality and collector. As, well, actually, you know what? Based on Lucid's positioning, I actually think it was a bait. I take it back.
It's like a half bait, you know?
If they send 5 people, the play doesn't work and you lose the game. But it did. So, good enough.
Close enough.
So, DK wouldn't try to flip Baron again, right? I don't think they have the control to pull that off necessarily right now.
I think they would, actually.
No, T1 should flip Baron because they have.
No, I think DK would flip Baron.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just play it better than the first time.
Oh, yes, play it better. Yeah. Just hit your smite, Lucid.
It was
Come
just
on.
an execution.
Yeah.
Surely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you might notice, we're kind of.
By the way, note that Oner did not change his Knight's Vow at any point in this game.
No, he shouldn't!
It has stayed on Zeus
Yeah!
the time.
He's the carry!
Guma, you know, he'll do his little poke thing and he'll sting like a bee and do that kind of thing. But Zeus is
press R.
He is the team fight carry at this point in time. Not to say that Guma isn't fed, because he is. But yeah, I mean the Aatrox is already so survivable. That one's for you, Atlas. But if you put a Knight's Vow on him, it's going to make it even more glorious.
Oh no, he's level 18.
Oh yeah.
No, Kellen's level 13. If he hits 1 Q, I think Kellen just dies.
Well, Zeus is coming on in. Oner has kind of showed his hand. I think they did see Zeus, by the way. There was a ward there. They saw him over the wall.
They don't have engage, though. Right? Like, DK doesn't have a guaranteed way to start a fight. Unless Kingen wants to flash in and go ham. Or they find a big kick.
Oh, the charm. Not going to hit. And it's a bit of burst damage coming out from aiming. Zeus as well on the flank. Not really going to land much.
Maybe it's got to be Showmaker that starts it off. Someone. But look how respectful T1 is playing. Now, Zeus, yeah, he's just going to shove. Just go for the Nexus. If they don't stop him, there's a wave.
He's got TP. So if anything went crazy,
yeah,
he's going to force Kingen back, but this inhibitor should be gone.
Ooh, I don't know. Mini? Yeah, no, it's gone. How am I kidding? It's Aatrox.
And they essentially just played tower defense around the Baron, right? They put up a bunch of traps, they denied vision, and they said, okay, well, we're going to put you in a little bit of a suffocating position. Either you try to engage into this, or you deal with the side lane push.
Big bot wave. Currently being stacked up. Zeus is on his way. Does have the TP available. They're not just... Okay, yeah, I was about to say. Neither team really wants to do Nash here because T1 doesn't want to run the risk of someone getting 100-0 or kicked into them or a big Maganar hitting them. And DK don't because, well, we already saw.
Guma's build. He's full build!
Yeah.
Full lethality build.
Those Qs really sting, let me tell you. Wardstone now also done here for Kellen. Not an item we see often, but an item I do really enjoy.
Yeah.
They just can't make any missteps is the problem. Whereas T1, like Oner can just walk forward, like slightly, and they're like, oh.
Whoa. Hold on. Calm down, buddy.
Yeah, we saw what happened when aiming walk too far forward, doesn't work. Showmaker, I think against a lesser team, you might be able to get like a great flash ult angle, but against T1, they're not going to give you one for free. What might happen though is that DK take mid prio and then run towards Baron, and then T1 is going to feign that they contest the Drake. Maybe they just give up Soul, and it's like, we don't care about the Soul, we just want Baron. Could be an angle as well. Either team is just waiting, looking for just the slightest opportunity.
Remember when I said that they would flip Baron again?
Yeah, no, you were right. I should have listened to you. Surely this time it'll be fine.
We're going to flip Baron. It's fine.
The TP's in.
Just execute better. Just outsmite the Rel. You can do it. This takes a decent chunk of damage, but they have marked Zeus here.
Okay, he's going to 1v5.
Which is very important. World Ender taken out here. Showmaker's taking more damage. Jesus, that R is pretty huge. It's now Oner desperate to try to save him. It's not going to work out, and now a bit out of position. Showmaker, though, is solo as well. Oner does take him out here. As the damage coming out on the poke from Faker and Gumayusi shoots the Mega Gnar. It's desperate. It's not good enough. And the health bars just melt on the side of DK as everybody's going to be cleaned up here on the backside of this fight. Aiming does do quite a nice amount at the end, but it's too little and it's too late. T1, with that team fight win, will push for the 2-0.
All according to plan. Quick 2-0. Nothing to see here, VODS, as T1 make their march towards the Nexus. I learned something today. I just don't know what. I just don't know what.
We learned a lot today.